Yeah, you already know what it is. Lethal Talent 24, dive bombing at you with some Eagles content. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, fam? It's your boy Lethal Talent 24 coming at you with another video, the defeated Monday video. And I had originally had a video posted up, or I was going to post it up for after the game and whatnot, but man, some stuff happened. But let me tell you this, man. When life just keeps throwing stuff at you, you just gotta keep on fighting back, man. It's like Sylvester Stallone or Rocky said, nobody's gonna hit harder than life. And he wasn't bullshitting when he said it. But anyway, moving on, man. Let's go to the game, man. So the Dallas Cowboys beat the living daylights out of the Philadelphia Eagles, 37-17. And all I got to say is this. First of all, the defense came out looking pretty good. Singleton was flying all over the ball, or flying all over the field. Fletcher Cox, before he got injured, was applying that pressure. Brandon Graham, Vinny Curry, man, he was making some plays. That was awesome. You know what I'm saying? But then, as soon as Fletcher Cox left the field, man, the defense just fell out. Now, moving on to the offense, man, Jalen Hurts was, 21 of 39 for 342 yards. Of that 342 yards and that TD, he had the Deshaun Jackson, which was for 81 yard, an 81-yard bomb. I mean, that was exciting. You jump up 14 points on the offensive side of the ball. It had us looking like we were about to run away with the game in the beginning of the freaking, just of the beginning of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was. That's what it felt like. It felt like we were just about to obliterate the Dallas Cowboys. They couldn't do anything offensively against our defense. They had no answer. Doug was running the ball. I mean, Miles Sanders had, 8 carries in the first half? Or 8 touches in the first half? You know what I'm saying? Ended up with 54 yards or something like that. But, I mean, the run game was working with him and Jalen Hurts and everything like that. Shoot, even when Jordan Howard was in there, Jordan Howard could have had about 50 yards if Jalen Hurts didn't have the ball and run with it. There were a couple of plays that he left out. He liked to say he left money on the table. I don't like that, because leaving the money anywhere just shows how careless you are. You know what I'm saying? You need to keep your money in your pockets, in your wallet, and just make sure you have it on you. But regardless, and I know that's not a literal term, I'm just saying, I like money. But, man, how do you go from, hitting Deshaun Jackson, the accurate ball downfield, and then, you have your receivers, some of them wide open, like Alshon Jeffrey was, Hurts was moving in the pocket, and then he has Alshon Jeffrey underneath. And instead of throwing it to him, he continues to run. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that run got us nowhere. If he had hit Alshon Jeffrey, boom. See, the problem is run deep with this team and its talent. What Hurts looked like later on in the game is exactly what Carson Wentz looked like during any other game. You know what I'm saying? You could argue that he played better in 3 games than Carson Wentz did all year. But Carson Wentz won 4 or 3 games. You know what I'm saying? Hurts is 1-3. And yeah, you can argue he's a rookie. But when you go out of your way to make it seem like he's better than a 5th-year quarterback when he's having the same issues, that's a problem. Because you're literally creating the narrative. You know what I'm saying? The best thing about Hurts is his legs, and he can use his legs. And other than that, he's got no more talent than Carson Wentz. I mean, I'm not saying he's not special, or he can't be special, but at the same time, I've seen what I saw in college. You know what I'm saying? He either makes that one read and run, or he's so focused on running and using his legs that he missed wide open receivers. So he's hit or miss. That doesn't mean I'm coming down on him he ain't nothing. But let's just not make it seem like it was all Carson Wentz. The offensive line, the penalties. You know what I'm saying? Matt Pryor, definitely never again. Please, for the life For the love of all Eagles, Lord, to the Sky Lords above, please do not ever let this man see the field as a starter ever again. Backup, yeah, sure. I'll take him as a backup, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? Rager, he's just, he's solid. Watkins had a couple plays. He was solid. For the most part, I mean, you could be, at least somewhat excited about their production, but let's be honest here. They're not Pro Bowlers. They're not star-studded wide receivers. If at best, they'll be solid. And we need more than that on this team. That's where Howie Roseman screwed up. That's all I'll always say. I will continue to say that, and I will not stop saying that until his ass is off this team or promoted to a position where he's not a GM anymore. Point blank and period. Because I'm done with that fool, man. And then when it comes down to, oh, man, Doug Peterson going away from the run. Like I said, if he went away from the run, it was gonna be hell to pay. And that's exactly what happened. Not only did the Dallas defense, you gotta give it up to the Dallas defense, one of the worst defenses in the league. They look like they needed to have some Pro Bowlers out on that field that day. That's for damn sure. Because, I mean, even Sean Lee was making tackles. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, Randy Gregory was all over the field. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just... I mean, when you go out of your way as the Philadelphia Eagles did to make the Dallas Cowboys D look really good, you in for a long day. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make any sense why we pay Hargrave and Malik Jackson that much money. They're basically starters on any other team, right? And once Fletcher Cox goes out, we don't get that same production. That's why we have all that money invested in the defensive line. But anyway, going back to Doug. Doug, man, he coached himself right out of the damn game. Going for it on 4th and long when he could have just got a field goal, get some points on the board, at least believe in Jake Elliott's leg. I mean, he does this to himself, and I think he just crucified his position on this team, man. I mean, you don't do that. Like, the whole point of football or any sport in that matter when you build points is to do exactly that. You build the points. And when you don't do that, you end up screwing yourself over. Now, sometimes when you don't necessarily have to go for it or have to do it, you know what I'm saying? Then don't do it. Or if you're behind, then you do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when, and it just doesn't seem like he has the know-how or the wits to know when to do that. And I don't understand how we won a Super Bowl with this dude and with the way he coaching right now. Because he's the head coach. So unless COVID really messed with his mind, man, I mean, shoot, it makes no sense. Now, going to another coach, man, I want to talk about Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz, man, bruh. I said that we had to make sure that we stopped Lamb and we stopped Cooper. And Jaquette was going to have to do his thing against Gallup to make sure he didn't gallop out of the stadium with a win. Make sure he did it with a loss. But I'm going to tell you something, man. When Jaquette was on Gallup in the first half, that Jaquette... Sorry. Jaquette, man, oh my gosh, man. Michael, I ain't got no Jaquette because I can't blanket or cover no one. Gallup was galloping all over Michael Jaquette. I mean, that boy was just stomping on him. He was stomping in the name of love. He was two-stepping. He was, oh my God, I think I caught him, crip walking on that mug. He might have done the A-Town stop on his way into the end zone. That's what I freaking saw. And that was just terrible. And instead of moving Jalen Mills to cornerback 2, and Marcus Epps got injured, but you had Rudy Ford. You put Rudy Ford out there and see what he could do at safety, man. Or Graylin Arnold. You know what I'm saying? Those guys. I mean, but you have to, at that point, put Jalen Mills at cornerback too. And you don't do that. You didn't even do that in the second half. It took you until what? The almost the end of the third quarter to do it? While this man was still getting the brakes blown off him. And then when you switched into Cooper, Cooper got his money. I mean, we made every wide receiver look like a Pro Bowl wide receiver, and it barely took any effort from them. Jaquette was falling on the ground. I mean, he probably even had time to clap and be like, good route, bro. And then everybody was like, yo, man, you got to tackle that motherfucker. You better go get him. Next thing you know, he scored a touchdown. Too many injuries, too many setbacks, too many coaching fails. I mean, Singleton, like, what, led the defense in tackles, and he still none of that amounted to a damn thing. Zeke had a day. Like, bruh, they beat the living shit out of us, and I don't know what to say about it. It is what it is. Cowboys fans, rejoice. You got your win. You beat the living daylights out of a Philadelphia Eagles team that really just gave up. And nobody can sit here and say that Jalen Hurts motivates this team more than Carson Wentz does, because they still, once Fletcher Cox went out of the game, they all look flat. They all look like they had lost. Even though the clock hadn't reached zero in the fourth quarter, they still look like they had lost the game, because Fletcher Cox wasn't out on that field. And everybody likes to say that the quarterback of the offense can motivate the whole team and all that stuff. They didn't look motivated. They looked like they were done. They looked like they were done. So, I mean, it is what it is. We lost. We're out of the playoffs. We got one more game left against the Washington football team, and we got to figure out what we got to do from there. Anyway, back at the crib, you guys let me know, how did you feel about the game? How do you feel about Doug Peterson's, being the head coach? Do you still think he should be the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles going into next season? Or do you think that he should be gone? Howie Roseman, let me know how you feel about him. And also let me know how you feel about Jim Schwartz, man, because I think he should have did a hell of a lot better job, with Jaquette and adjusting to it quicker than he did, because even though he was getting beaten, man, and they switched the zone, they were, Andy Dalton was finding the soft spots in that, and there was nothing that he could really do. But at the same time, like, you need to adjust quicker than what you did. And same thing with Doug Peterson, man. It just seems like, they're just trying to kill this team with their arrogance, and it comes down to it, they see what the results are. So you guys let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you're feeling this content. Also, don't be afraid to hit that notification bell, so that way you know whenever I post a video. Other than that, guys, Bird Gang, you keep your talent sharp, and always and forever go Birds. EAGLES Eagles, and that's what's up. You guys take it easy. Peace.
Every time they put me in a battle, I'm lethal. Nigga too sweet and low, you ain't equal. Shut 'em down.